The Dental Brief is brought to you by Omni Premier Marketing and the amazing guests who bring wisdom and advice that you can put to use to take your business and practices to the next level. Find us on Facebook and join the conversation. Get ready to grow because we are kicking off the next episode in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Dental Brief. So delighted with our guest today. So thankful to have Dr. Michael Medovic on the program. We're going to jump right in. Dr. Medovic, say hello.
Hello.
Hey, so glad to have you here. Our audience, I know, is gonna love this episode. I know I've been looking forward to it. Dr. Medovic, why don't you kind of give us your background? How'd you get involved in dentistry? How'd you become a dentist?
Well, I'm from an immigrant family. My dad was born in Czechoslovakia, and obviously, when you're the firstborn, somebody has to be a doctor. So I went to dental school, graduated in 1980 from the WVU School of Dentistry, and have been involved in organized dentistry since probably a year out of school due to some mentors. And for that, I'm very, very grateful. I've served in a number of roles. I was on the Council of Annual Sessions, where I was a meeting planner for the American Dental Association. I also have served in the Council on Dental Practice. I was also president of my state. And I love the ADA, I love organized dentistry, and I love working together with dentists from all over the country, and it's just been that enjoyable. But meeting planning is something I've really just has a deep part of my life.
Yeah, that's awesome, and appreciate you giving back. I mean, I know that you've had a great career. I want to ask you a question about that in a minute, but I'm glad that you're working with the ADA. I think they do amazing things. ADA practice transitions. We'll get into that in just a minute too. Tell me about how you practiced. Where did you practice? What type of practice were you in? What did that look like?
Sure. I'm a I was a solo practitioner. I retired a few years ago, and I practiced for 38 years in a small town called Wheeling, West Virginia, which is almost midway between Pittsburgh and Columbus on Interstate 70. So most people know it as having passed through on Interstate 70, but they have really never stopped.
Sure.
From a rural state, always been involved in my dental school because they gave me the tools that allowed me to treat the patients. Again, a small practice, had 5 employees. My wife was the only full-time employee. She was my office manager. I had 2 part-time hygienists, 2 sisters who practiced with me for 38 years. I had a part-time assistant and a part-time front desk person. So I was a small rural practice. And in West Virginia, everybody is in a rural area. There are no cities.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're going to kind of get into some of the logistics of that city, urban living compared to suburban and rural living here in just a minute. So you started working with ADA practice transitions, correct? That's something that you're doing, you're involved in?
Correct. That's an initiative by the ADA to help not only member dentists to sell their practices, but also to help young dentists find a mentor and to arrange this. A lot of times we refer to it as speed dating because we're trying to make a match. And
right.
It is something that maybe some of the brokers, we can do it maybe a little bit better at a little lower cost. And the mentorship is a big part of this whole thing. Sure.
Now, in one area it's been on the show, one of your colleagues was on the program. Someone who's actually a doctor who was involved up in Maine, and that transition was on the program. It's a terrific episode. We'll post the link to it here so those of you can watch. There's some amazing opportunities financially in rural practices. But let's talk about non-rural practices for a minute. There's some big challenges that dentists are facing trying to buy practices. What do those look like?
Well, when you're talking about practices, and even in the larger cities, the cost of that practice for a young dentist who's coming out of school with really massive debt, and it's a big hurdle for us. And they have to be able to see that there are multiple alternatives for them. And it's not even just buying a practice or associating it. It could also be military service. It could be going to a DSO. It could be qualified health centers. There's a lot of options for them. And I think practice transition has a role with just educating young dentists about what the opportunities are.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So let's jump into rural practices.
Sure.
I grew up, we talked about this for a minute. I grew up in a rural area. When I show people the house that I grew up in, they actually believe me when I said I was 8 feet from a cornfield. It was literally 8 feet from a cornfield, right? It's just nothing but green surrounding where I grew up. I now live outside of a city, but as I'm now getting a little older, I'm 48, I'm thinking, hey, rural is back where I want to be. What are some of the benefits to buying into a rural practice that you see?
Well, oftentimes students, young dentists want to go to places where there are other young people. So that's the big attraction of cities, but the competition is there. So right. One of the big advantages of a rural location, a small town, is that those people who live there need a dentist, and you're accepted right away. Before you know it, you're involved on the school board or on a bank board because you're one of the citizens of that city that's very, very well respected. You know, you walk down the street and everybody's going to know you as doctor. There's a real joy to doing that, to getting involved in church and school, especially a quality of life as far as raising your children. And so there's a lot of advantages to it.
Yeah. I think this is some mathematician needs to put together a spreadsheet on this. There's one thing that I see, and the guest that was on our program who bought a practice, I think it was in Bangor, Maine, if I remember correctly. She said it takes her half an hour, maybe an hour. I think it was a half an hour to get to the Bangor airport, and that it's about a 15 to 20 minute from the parking lot to the gate experience. Right now, I'm here in South Denver, in the heart of the suburbs. It's an hour and 15 minutes to our airport, and then it's about another 15 to 20 minutes from the parking lot to the front door. Then it's another 15 minutes to the security line. Then it's another 20 minutes in the security line. Even if you have TSA and pre-check, then it's another 45 minutes. You literally have to get to that airport an hour and a half before a flight if you're going to make it on time, and that's risking it nowadays. When you're in some of these rural areas, you're not actually as disconnected from big cities due to modern transportation and how there is no commute times. If 30 miles takes 28 minutes, I mean, you see that?
Oh, it absolutely. First of all, my commute time, back and forth to work, if I left my office at rush hour, it took me 15 minutes to get home. If I waited and left 15 minutes later, it took me 10 minutes to get home. So that was, that was very enjoyable when I hear people taking an hour to go each way. On the other hand, you being in a rural area, you're still very, very connected. In fact, I'm in Morgantown right now, which is where the WVU School of Dentistry is, because I had a meeting with some of the faculty. But so it takes me about an hour and 15 minutes to be here in Morgantown, which is probably our most, the big city, especially on football weekends, and very cosmopolitan for a state like West Virginia. But sure. I fly a lot for the ADA in my role as trustee. And it takes me 50 minutes to go to Pittsburgh, and that includes 5 minutes to park my car and then getting through TSA, which is really very simple. So by the time I get off the plane in Pittsburgh and get to baggage claim, my bags are usually there. So it really is not a hardship at all.
Yeah. When it comes to money, when it comes down to finances, and that's important. Obviously, not everybody gets involved in dentistry because of the money. But it's still important. You want to make sure that you're going to be able to retire at a reasonable age, at a younger age than others, right? I think practicing, I'm not a dentist. I've never experienced it, but I've been to the dentist and I see the positions that they're in. It's very uncomfortable looking. I know from being in the industry that there's neck issues, shoulders issues, back issues, right? That there's a lot of fatigue that happen.
Yep.
Retiring young should be something that people think about. Not everybody wants to, that's fine, but it's something to think about. Financially, compared to transitions that are happening in large cities, large metropolitan areas, financially, these rural practices make a ton of sense, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we talk a lot about gross income, you know, and gross really has nothing to do with what you're actually going to earn. It's all about your net. And
Right.
in rural communities, cost of living is so much lower. So rents or purchasing of a building is much, much less expensive.
Right.
You know, the same thing with salaries. So you don't have to gross as much to net every bit as much as the, you know, multi-million dollar practice that may be in a large city, because not only the large size of your staff, but also the fact that the cost of living is so great.
Right.
Taxation is another issue. You know, you can see the states that people are flocking to now, and a lot of them are rural states.
Yeah. I think when you look at to that lifestyle, let's say that you love the city lifestyle, or you really enjoy it. I like sports and I like
Oh,
concerts and I like musicals and all that stuff, right? So I never want to be more than a couple hours away from all of that myself. But when you look at some of these rural practices, you can be 2-3 hours away from that city. You can still own a home in that city, spend 3-4 days a week in that city, or spend 8 days a month in that city doing those types of things that you love. Own a second home in this rural areas, which are always inexpensive.
yep.
I mean, I know here in Denver, where real estate is sky high, people can go 3 hours outside of Denver. They wouldn't even notice the cost of a home. They
Sure.
would be so low. So, and still be financially better off. So own 2 homes, right? Have the best of both worlds, probably work less hours and still make more money. I mean, that's possible, isn't it?
Absolutely, and a lot of the rural areas have hunting, fishing, camping, skiing, all the activities that dentists tend to like.
Yeah.
You can be in Pittsburgh in 50 minutes. We go to concerts there, my wife and I, all the time. Big sports fans, so we've got the Pirates, the Penguins, and the Steelers.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. I could probably be back from a Steelers game before people in larger cities can get out of the city because of the traffic.
Right. Yeah. To go 20 miles in Denver during the day it's a 50-minute. It's a,
Absolutely.
it can be a 50, not always, but it can be a 50, 60-minute drive
Absolutely.
where you don't have that issue out there. Schools are oftentimes better, not always, but oftentimes.
Yep. And I think you see a lot of involvement with the parents in the school systems because they are small towns. For instance, Wheeling, we've got a population of about 30,000, but we probably draw from a metropolitan area of over 50,000. You talk about private, parochial, and public schools, and all of them are very good.
Right.
So, you have a choice. Wheeling, West Virginia has a symphony, believe it or not. And
Yes.
You wouldn't think a city of 30,000 would have a symphony. Yes, we do. And bringing some very good acts. My wife and I just bought tickets for Straight No Chaser, which we've seen many times. It's not a cappella group, but excellent. And they're coming to the Capitol Music Hall. So,
Sure.
It's a fun thing, and you interact with your patients. You see them on the street. You walk down the street and people come up to you.
Yep. I've never, in all my experience in dentistry, I should say the only time I've seen a practice in their first or second year of ownership net over $1 million in profits with one dentist is in rural practices. I've never seen that happen anywhere else. And I'm not saying it's not possible. I've never seen it anywhere else. And I see a lot of practices in the city struggling to turn $300,000-$400,000
Sure.
a year. So that means half the work in a rural practice to make the same amount of money grinding full time in the city. You can have the best of both worlds.
Yes.
Dr. Medovic, let me ask you this question. I know you're a bit biased because you're with the ADA transitions and you love the ADA and all the benefits that they offer. I know it's been very good to you and some dentists out there. So I know you're a bit biased. If you're looking for a broker, you're looking for somebody to help you buy a practice or sell a practice, what should you look for? Right. So obviously there's a bunch out there, some good, some bad. What should you look for?
Well, I think you want someone who has experience selling in the area you're coming from. I think that's very, very important. Someone has a knowledge of that area, and we do have a very good broker in our area. But the thing about practice transitions is about the match that we're making and really matching the philosophy that the dentist who wants to purchase or come in as an associate with hopefully the idea of eventually buying and taking over the practice,
Right.
shares with the mentor dentist, the owner, who they can work together. I sold my practice before practice transitions really got up and running. I did it through the School of Dentistry and a faculty member who had a match for me, and it's been a marriage made in heaven. I still run into my patients at Walmart or on the street, and they'll say, "Oh, Dr. Mike, we miss you so much, but we love him." And that's
Right.
exactly the reaction I want. I
Yeah.
want them to understand that I'm still looking out for them. I found a good dentist, and it was really a match for them, because my practice, a small town practice, often is very much like a family. And we go to the funeral home to visit, the family when they lose someone. We donate to causes that they're working for, or little leagues, or whatever. And you're really part of the community.
Yeah, awesome. Dr. Medovic, thanks for being here. ADA Practice Transitions. Sir, thanks for making a great episode, providing some awesome content and get some information out there. Dr. Medovic, we appreciate you. Come back on.
Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate you.